Hit it.
Three,
Bam.
two, one. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 4-1 Sports World
Let's
Network.
go, Mighty Rams. Let's go. Hey, hey, hey. Come on,
Yes,
Mighty Rams.
sir.
Let's go, Mighty Rams. Let's go. Let's go, Rams. What's going on, my man Tyrone? Hey,
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 man.
glad you have me here on today.
Yes,
I know it's a
sir.
busy day for both of us. We got a lot going on. I'm in my studio today. Happen to be off the road. Just got back in town after an awesome game on yesterday against Savannah State. It was a corker. That's all I can say about that. Offense sputtered a little bit, but that gold rush defense was mighty mean yesterday, and they denied the opportunity for them to walk out with a win. So we came out with a win yesterday, 21. I think it was 21-18. After they missed a field goal. It was just a great game. I'm telling you, the atmosphere was awesome. The weather was outstanding. I tell you, man, it's IAC football. It's now getting down to the why.
Yes, sir.
And this is why we're here.
All right.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we
So
are,
what you got
man.
going, Tyrone?
Well, I wanted to know from you, Hatchman. And by the way, welcome everybody to the 4-1 Sports World show here. Triple option, our unique version of the college football show this week with my man Hatchman in the building. You already set the table for everybody. What I want to know, Hatch, is the significance of the victory for the Albany State Golden Rams over Savannah State Tigers, man.
Well, that's solidified.
About this victory.
Oh yeah, well that solidified our stance to have a home field advantage when it came down to the conference championships, which will be determined by the two other seeded teams. We're talking about Kentucky State and Benedict. I think Edward Waters lost yesterday to Central State, and our boy from Macon put on another class act yesterday. He got another interception. So, but we were really excited about this opportunity to host the game. And Albany hadn't done that in a while, I think since 2019, if I'm not mistaken. But it's been a while that we've been able to host a game in Albany. But how the football gods lined it up this go around seemed like we're going to be hosting the game, and hopefully, and I don't want people to get this confused. It's the SIAC championship game, not the division NCAA Division II championship game. Now that's going to be determined later. All right. But for the SIAC championship game, it will be in Albany, Georgia, down on the sand dunes on the desert. You got to come down there. If you want to win from there on, you got to come down there in the desert. You got to come to the desert. That's where we're going to check in at. Yes, sir. And we are prepared for the desert.
That is awesome,
I even
man.
got on, hey, Tyrone, look, Tyrone, I'm, for your audience. I know you got a big audience out here. But listen, man, I found my freshman football cap. I mean, I wore it during football games my freshman year, Albany State College, the Gold Rush. You know what I mean? A lot of people wouldn't have this, but I still got mine. I held on to a lot of my college day stuff with Albany State College on it. I even had, some of my tennis sweater when I played tennis for Albany State. It has Albany State College on it. I mean, and I'm just real proud of our institution, the foundation Dr. Holly put in place for that institution to grow to where it is today. Football is a great sport, but I'll be remiss if I didn't talk about the legacy and the significance of our academic day at Albany State University. We're graduating biologists, we're graduating scientists, we're graduating people in the education field. We're doing a variety of different great things for the community as Middle Georgia, South Georgia, and Georgia in general, in the country, in the United States of America, in the world in which we live. Albany State graduates are all around this place. So we are real proud of the heritage that we have and the significant impact that we are making.
Yes. And that impact on the gridiron, right? That leads to all the things that you're talking about now. It attracts eyes and people from the peripheral to be able to say, hey, what is Albany State? What all this entail? And the importance of it. And you brought it home, man. That's the importance of all of this, is that, we're creating people out here in the communities to better our areas, man. And shout out to you, man, for the great support that you have for your university. You show it everywhere, every opportunity you get. You show it, you share it, and that alone, man, is a great example of what college is all about, man. And so definitely appreciate that, Hatch. Now, the what are some of the things if for those who haven't been keeping up with the Rams like they should have? What are some of the key things that you noticed from the squad this year leading up to this point?
Well, again, I want to make mention of that defense we have. We call them the dirty blue, the gold rush, whatever you may want to call them. We have a defense that's really solid. I think our secondary may need a little help back there from time to time, but for the most part, our defense is on point. We've been having some quarterback in and outs. Our starting quarterback initially got hurt, and our backup came in, gave us a 3-run. He got hurt, and then now our starter is back. Nose is a hard-nosed football player. And he has guided this team to where we are now. But the defense, the catalyst for our team right now, and our offense play complementary football, if you will. We are a complementary football team that when we are activated, we are really good. But there have been some hiccups here and there, like against Morehouse, homecoming. We walked out of there with a 73 victory. Morehouse had a chance to spoil our homecoming, but that didn't happen because of what? Our solid defense. On yesterday, Savannah State had an opportunity to walk out there with a victory, but that didn't happen. Why? Because of that solid defense. So we are so excited about where we are right now in the game that's we're getting ready to play. Now this game here, you can throw out the record books. It don't mean nothing. Records don't mean nothing. I think Fort Valley might be 5-4 or something along those lines. We are 8-1. We're the top of the division. That means that being that we are that game that we won yesterday, again, solidified our home field advantage for the conference championships. So if we can get by that, Fort Valley game really doesn't matter. We're still going to be there. But we really want to beat Fort Valley. We don't want to discount that game. That game is our championship game in so many ways. You know what I mean? So that game, and we get to that championship game, which probably would be Benedict or Kentucky State. There are some things going on with both of those teams. I think Kentucky State play Lane next week. I can't remember who Benedict plays, but I think they play yes, they do. They play Savannah. They play Savannah next week. And they play at Savannah.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah, Savannah played us well yesterday. So if Savannah played us the way they play tomorrow next Saturday, Benedict in trouble. Benedict might be in trouble. So they need to win that game. I think if Benedict win that game, I think because of and Edward Waters was in the thick of things, but last 2 weekends, they came up empty. Central State beat them yesterday. So Edward Waters, matter of fact, was scoring 30 points a game. Edward Waters. They have 1,200 students, but hey, they had a good football. They had a good football team. Benedict, they averaging 28 points a game. Kentucky State averaging 32 points a game. For Albany State, we're averaging 35 points a game with 2 hiccup games. You know what I mean? And one of them games against Morehouse, we didn't score but 7 points. So we've been scoring a lot of points. Matter of fact, those 2 teams, Benedict and Kentucky State, we have handedly beat them already at their place. All right, we went to Kentucky State. Drugged them the whole game. We went over to Benedict 2 weeks ago. Drugged them the whole game. Our team played like they were on fire. So hopefully we'll have that same fire moving forward. Football is football. Any given Saturday, I always would say. But we love the sport. That's why we're having this conversation right now. Because HBCUs has been discredited for many a day. With the 411 connection here, what you're doing, putting the opportunity for us to be on, for us to be heard, be seen and talked about.
Right.
It's a great thing. It's a great thing what you're doing here. So, but on the other side of the spectrum, you got Virginia Union, Johnson C. Smith, Fayetteville State, all those teams on the other HBCU side trying to get in and make an impact in the Division II championships. So that's where the money at. Okay, that's where the money at. So we want to advance. We can beat up on each other all day, all week. That's fine. But we need to go out there and beat up out of conference. That shows the power of your conference, the strength of your conference. You know what I mean? The following of your conference, and hopefully if Albany State can win out, we'll host a game, a Division II championship game in Albany because we're ranked number 22 now. We ranked number 22 in the country.
Very good.
That's very good to be ranked number 22 in the country in Division II program. So hats off to Coach Gray. I know a lot of people got their thoughts about Coach Gray and how he coaches his team, but I even have some. I think our time management should be better. How we manage that clock. I don't think we do a good job. Yesterday we left points on the field at the end of the half. You know what I mean? Because we didn't manage the clock well. So stuff like that, from outside looking in with the critical eye, you can come up with a whole lot of stuff you can see. But you know what? Those guys in the trenches, they're down there and they're getting paid to do it. We're not. And our job is to actually support the team and cheer for the team and do those things that can help push the team. Hal Smith used to always say that. You got to push. You know, he's gone on to glory now, but that was one of the coaches that I had the opportunity to be around on first name basis, but I would never call him by his first name because of the respect that we have for Coach, you know, Hampton Smith. You know what I mean? So, but hey, man, we Albany State University is a fine institution of higher learning, and we are just excited to be in the position we are to be able to, if you will, highlight SIAC black college football. We'll you know, and right now, we're looking at some other great things that can happen as a result of us with our winning, you know, recruitment, of course, that helps a little. Monetary, you know, money comes in as a result of you winning, you know, and that's what we need to keep the programs running because these players now, they're going different places. They get opportunity, they go in the portal. You know, we got two guys I think might be leaving us because they stand out so much. Other programs looking, they're trying to find people to come in and fill the gaps that other folks stealing from them. So it's like it's an even swap, no swindle thing here going on. But I don't know. There's a lot of swindling going on. But there are some great ball players that gonna, you know, cash out and go different places because they can get some NIL opportunities and possibly I can even fly now. You know, we ride the bus pretty much everywhere we go unless we go into New York or somewhere. You know, we own the nice plush buses, but those guys are flying in nice plush airplanes. So there's a difference. So if you get
and
opportunity where we
and hopefully one day we can get that to the point where the SIAC teams are doing the same things, you know, flying across the country, playing other Division two teams from all other areas too. Some key victories, right? October 4th, you guys defeated Lane Dragons. Man, October 11th, man, a trouncing of Clark Atlanta has improved their football program over the years too. And then the Benedict victory and Savannah State one that you just mentioned, man, the clincher. So Albany State is doing their thing, man, and don't forget the game against Tuskegee as well. So yeah, you guys are really putting it on this year, man, and looking forward to the postseason. And you mentioned it, Fort Valley State and Albany, that is the big game. You know, like some people up in the north may say it's Ohio State and Michigan, but right here in the south, man, it's Fort Valley and Albany, man. Throw the records out the window. We had that discussion a year ago, remember? Throw those records out the window, and guess what Albany State did?
Throw them out the window. I mean? Yeah, and I mentioned earlier, I said Morehouse, but we played Tuskegee for our homecoming, and that's the 73 game. That's the game that we won 73, and we kept them from, you know, making field goals. We kept them past the. We didn't get in first half. They didn't get past the 50-yard line. So we allowed them to, you know, get in the game, get comfortable, and as a result, things happen. Your quarterback go down. So that's what happened in the homecoming game, I would think. But moving forward, we've got our team together. I think we're gonna go in Fort Valley. We're going to Columbus. I don't want to predict no score, but I can tell you this: we're gonna win. You know, I always say we'll win this ball game, and it's going to be over 30,000 plus people at the Classic. It's going to be lots of barbecues, gumbo, pot stirring up. You've got, man, so much going on. The game atmosphere is outstanding. It's second to none. You know, and I'm looking forward to interacting with a lot of my old schoolmates and old friends, even some of the Fort Valley people. They're going to rub elbows with me. Yeah, because a lot of them have been sending me some nice, ugly messages, and I understand. You know what I mean? I love you, but I won't hate you on Saturday. You know what I mean? We have a thing about that day, that Saturday, you know, in November, that we all really compete and we all cheer for our respective teams. So that's what Albany State Fort Valley is all about. You know, I'm real grateful. That matter of fact, I can even say this: if it was Albany State and Fort Valley, then Fort Valley would win and advance and go on to the NCAA Division II championships. Guess who I'm going to be cheering for? I'm going to be cheering for Fort Valley because they're out of my conference. If Benedict win. And I'm going to be cheering for Benedict to win because I want to solidify our conference as one of the top premier conferences in athletics, not just football. We talking about track and field, cross country, tennis, basketball, baseball. We won the conference championship in baseball. Our women run the cross country recently. Our volleyball team is right on the top of the heap. You know, our softball team is, oh man, we got a girl called Dizzy Dean. She pitching them a curveball with underhand. You know what I mean? So we've always say have put themselves and positioned themselves to be the premier institution of HBCUs around the country.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm excited about more than anything. But this game's happening. Woo! I'm waiting to jump on the first thing smoking and get there early. You got to get there early.
Yeah.
You got to get there early. You got to soak it all in. You know, and then by the time game time coming after a few of those cocktails with with the fruit in them, you get a little excited. You know what I mean? And so we're looking forward. And my friends, they're going to be bringing lamb chops. And matter of fact, we're doing, y'all like seafood. We're going to have that too. We're going to have a variety of different things that for each taste buds. You know what I mean? We know land, sea. We're gonna bring it to them, man. That's what we do, man. We have a good time, and we have a good time enjoying the opportunities that we have in life. That's the greatest part about it, man. Enjoying life to the fullness thereof, and not taking it for granted, and being grateful what God has given us.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's the most powerful thing that I can think of at the end of the day. And 411 Sports, you're doing an outstanding job in broadcasting and putting all different kinds of sports out front, but you're actually putting a lot of time, make sure the underserved get served a little bit better. And I applaud you for that, man. You got a good model of work, what you're doing. You've captivated a lot of attention in that area, in those areas. So may God continue to bless you and provide you with the resources you need to keep expanding your 411 enterprise, man, because it's a powerful network you got going here, man.
Patrick, I really appreciate those words, man. You couldn't have said any better, man. And before we get out of here, you did mention support, right? With the different programs. In particular, let's talk about Albany State and the support that the owner of one of your favorite football teams, Atlanta Falcons, Arthur Blank, has done for your organization. You want to say briefly?
Well, yeah, he last year, year before last, he came in and he helped put the sod down for our new team, our new fields, helped provide the team. I think we got new uniforms out the deal as well. We look real good. The field is blue. At first, I didn't too much care about a blue football field, but now that I've looked at it long enough and I've seen us win on it enough, I'm really loving it. And I want to thank Arthur Blank. But not only our institution, he provided for other institutions as well, Clark Atlanta, and I think the school over in Miles College even received some. So and I think Fort Valley we got their field redid. So there's some things that the Arthur Blank Foundation is doing, but there are some things that we need to do for ourselves. And as alumni, we've got to also remember our student athlete in order to keep them comfortable. Our AD down at Albany State, she's doing a great thing. We're trying to make sure the student athletes are comfortable where they are, making sure that they don't want to leave Albany State. Make sure they want to stay there for their 4 years of academic excellence as well as athletic endurance. They want to make sure they get a well-rounded opportunity at Albany State University. So hats off to our new president. We've got some great things happening there at Albany State University. And if you're a student athlete, you happen to be listening to this today, you might want to take a visit to see with your own set of eyes, because these eyes here have had the opportunity to even be there, done that, and got stories to tell about it. And it did me well. Now I won't take anything else for Albany State. I wouldn't have made any other choices because my mom told me from day one I wanted to initially go to Florida A&M. Then I thought about Savannah State because I was playing tennis and I wanted to play. Then I wanted to go to Southern. Then my mama said, no, you're going right across that river. You're going over to Albany State. And that was the best thing. And they all said, mama knows. You know what I mean? Your mama knows. So when your mama tell you, hey, man, fall for that'll be favorite. Say, mama, I submit. And I'm glad I did.
And
Yeah,
that
man.
decision that your mom made, you know, long-term effects, man, that has affected a lot of people in a positive way in life. And I definitely want to talk with you about that down the line too. How you have been a pillar in the communities, man, that you live in, man, for decades now. And that's very important. But look, if it wasn't for mama making that decision, man, who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that includes myself, man, how you helped me and affected my life in such a positive way too. But we're gonna talk about that too one day when we get a little more time. But man, I'm so glad to have you in, man, to keep us in touch and keep us in line with Albany State. We're rooting for them,
Yeah.
and we want them to continue their winning ways, man. We want to see that happen.
Yeah, man. Hey, and my mom also tried to get me to play piano. That's when my younger days, when I first moved. And I didn't want to do it. But guess what? I've got piano. I got 2 of them and keyboards around here now, trying to learn to play. I should have listened to it then. Being hard headed. But I can play a little bit. Get a little reggae on that thing.
Okay.
Like a Rastaman. All right. My brother, blessings to you and the family. Continue to do with you. And I know your son doing great things over at Mercer. I know he's rocking and rolling, moving and grooving, shaking and baking, living, and that's what we do. That's how I know how you train. Get it in, Dre.
All right.
I know Dre getting it in. Blessings, brother. Blessings to you.
All righty. That's Hatchman, everybody. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, and share, because sharing is caring. Check us out on 401 Sports World Network on YouTube, Mr. 401 on TikTok. That's MisterFourOneone on TikTok and on Instagram. All right, for Hatchman, I'm 401. We out of here.
Let's go, Mighty Rams.
There you go. Let's go, Mighty Rams. Hatchman. All right, we out.